Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the What's Halperning podcast. I'm super excited today to be joined by my buddy, Bryant Powell. Bryant is a dad. He is a entrepreneur. He's a musician. What else, dude?
Golly.
Let's say some other good stuff.
I juggle. I know how to yo-yo.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Multi-talented.
Let's do it.
But Brian and
kinda
I have
like a
known each
clown.
other, dude. I mean,
Golly.
we have known each other
Right.
for, it's got to be over 10 years.
I think so,
Because
yes.
when I lived off of 10th Street in Bethany,
Correct.
one of your jobs was
Yep.
working at Lucy's off
Yep.
of 16th and Bethany.
Love
I
it.
go in there all the
Ken,
time.
what's up?
And dude, every time I walked in there, you were like bright and shiny and just like, dude, hey, what's up? How's it going? Da-da-da-da. It was always like, I don't know, man. You just put out the right vibe.
I really appreciate it.
And so then like over the years, we kind of bump into each other. I knew you had a burgeoning music career, things going on.
Right.
And then our kids end up in the same preschool class at Creative Bridges. And here we are.
I know that guy.
Yeah, I know you.
Yeah,
I
what's
know
going
you.
on? Yeah, that's insane.
So, dude, we had lunch a month ago, maybe.
Correct.
And I was like, brother, I got to learn about your business.
Yeah.
Like, because I see your social media presence is fantastic.
Thank you.
You're hyper creative.
Yeah.
You're constantly figuring out new ways to like bring new things to your social media channel and to expand and to get into YouTube and all in vlogging and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that lunch to me was I was like, holy shit, like this guy has so much going on. He's got like your approach to the business side of music. You're mixing that creativity, that entrepreneurialism. It's like that sheer mix of like logic and business and emotion and talent. And it was just super entertaining.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
But if I remember correctly,
Okay.
you are a top line artist.
Yes, I'm a top liner. Yep.
And producer.
And vocal producer.
Vocal
Yep.
producer.
Mhm.
Okay. So I had no idea what that meant until you
Yeah.
explained it to me. So fire away, dude.
Okay, so what it is basically this. So DJs and producers from all around the world, they do shows, they entertain the masses, but the one problem is they don't have a singer inside their hearts. Like they can't sing to save their lives, right? So they get people like me, they get people like my dear friend Nino Lucarelli. Hey Nino, what's up? My buddy Salvo and stuff like that. Kim. I just want to.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, hey,
So,
what's going on? Like, I'd like
Shout
to
out
thank all these people. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. But no, they get people like us that are singers and songwriters, and they're like, hey, listen, I need your help. What we do is we basically get a little bit of fee in the front, you know?
Mhm.
Like what I do is I basically like do like a pretty reasonable fee up front. I basically take the track, make it my own, add my flair, sing the song, melodyne it, which basically I do tuning of the vocal as well as some obviously pitch correction, as well as some vocal production. And then boom, the artist likes it, the artist dislikes it. We go back and forth, and then we're ready to rock and roll. I get a percentage of royalty as well as I get a feature. And it's really cool actually, because again, you know, like I said, I'm like, you know, like in mid-30s and stuff like that. A lot of people think that art stops there at 20. Art stops there at even teens, you know? But I found that honestly, people that have this love of singing, that has this love of this incredible art of electronic dance music, they still can be in it, you know?
Right.
Through technology, through the internet,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I just think that's absolutely wonderful that we live at a time where honestly you could basically make anything of yourself at any age. You know, just it's something really special.
And in any location.
Yeah, most
Right?
definitely. I mean, we're in Phoenix.
Right. We're in Phoenix. And here you are in your guest house, right?
Right.
And you've got your studio set up.
Yeah.
And your assistant is in Europe.
Right. In Germany. Yeah.
And you're getting most of your tracks are coming from Europe.
Yep.
And I love the way you described it. You're like, hey, dude, I need you to
Yeah.
take a
Don't.
Like,
It's like, really, bro? I talk like this? Like, kind of. Yeah, I'm sorry.
sorry.
Like,
you're
what do you want me to
European,
do? Like, I'm singing your song. I'm doing it. Yeah,
yeah,
we're going.
exactly. So it's so cool that like you're sitting in the heart of Phoenix,
Right.
Arizona, and you're putting vocals to these beats. And then like, dude, I mean, I Googled you,
Yeah.
Bryant Powell.
Right.
and it's like, you know, there's these guys at the show just like, boof, 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 and here's your vocal coming over the top, and the crowd is going crazy, and it's like so cool to me. Like it's so cool. So like you described how you got into it, and it was kind of by happenstance, right? Explain that.
So a good friend of mine, again, I talked about Nino Lucarelli, an incredible top liner, singer-songwriter in his own right. He is just like on top of cloud 9 right now. Just working with so many incredible people. I just happened to, you know, wander on Facebook. He's doing these things. I'm like, dude, like this is incredible. I used to front a band about 2 years ago. And I was like, well, you know, like maybe that's a situation where I can use my kind of, I would say like indie rock or like operatic kind of deal in this type of genre. But it's kind of weird because I never really liked the genre until now. I was like, really? Like these guys? It's
EDM?
Like, what's going like, what? Come on.
Yeah.
Like, are you doing some Deadmau5 stuff here? No. Okay. But like, yes. Actually, I really like Deadmau5, but I digress.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they're so awesome. Yeah. And the new Skrillex is really great, by the way. But so what happened was we met up. I basically did some songs. I'm like, wow, like these are really great songs. They're basically just pop songs with this type of vibe. Mm-hmm. He's like, dude, this is really great. You're getting a completely different, you're making a completely different sound out of a vocal that's usually for a little bit more of a pop feel. You have this a little bit more like alternative rock, a little more operatic approach, like a Matt Bellamy or something like that. So, he worked with this company called Vocal Kitchen. I'm not there with them anymore. I wish him luck. God bless you guys. Vocal Kitchen, we love you. But yeah, he was like, dude, like, let's meet the CEO. Bada bing, ba boom. I got a publishing deal right then and there.
And so then from there, so the process, the artist will send you songs.
Right.
But they're sending you beats.
Well, no, they're sending me full Fred's production.
Are they sending you vocals? Or
no.
Do you write the vocals for every single one of these?
Yeah, that's correct. But so what will happen is if a client comes to me and is like, hey, bro, I really like your song.
Hey, bro, I really
like, bro, I like it. You know? Yeah. I always like throw my like my mother-in-law on the bus. She's really great. But anyway, so he's a situation like they hear a song that just got out and like, wow, like your voice is awesome. Let's go ahead and work. I have this track that's either already signed for a label. I can't really say anything right now, but I'm contractually obligated for a song that's for a pretty big label right now.
Nice.
But again, I'm working on that right now. But in hindsight, if it's a situation where I'm working with the artist through the label, or I'm just looking for an independent artist alone, they'll give me their track. They'll be like, hey, like, you know, I want this type of vibe. Mm-hmm. You know, like a little bit more of like a Scared to Be Lonely, Dua Lipa, Martin Garrix, something like a little more like 8 years ago, or it's something really like right now. I'm like, okay, cool, great. Give me some reference tracks, and then away I go. Mm-hmm. So I'll basically put the track in Logic, kind of bounce around some ideas, send them some ideas first, you know. Mm-hmm. And again, for a lot of singer-songwriters that actually do this type of work, I would definitely suggest doing that as well first, due to the fact that you don't want to do this incredible grandiose
look at what I've given you.
Yeah,
look at what
and they're just like, bro, I'm not really feeling. I'm like, well, crud. That's like what? Like 5 hours of work completely wasted. Right. It's a situation where I just give very rough drafts to them, throw them 5 ideas, pick one yourself. You like that one? Cool. We want to blend those. Cool. Then I just start with the lyrics, and then when they're awesome with that, then I go ahead and actually sing the song. I melodyne the song, which is a vocal tuner. Mm-hmm. Really, really weird. If you come to the studio, I'll show you. It's really kind of strange. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like I can blend your voice like really well. Yeah. Like anyone's. And then do a little bit of vocal production, a little EQ, compression, stuff like that. Send it to the client. When they're ready to rock and roll, they pay me the next half, and then we basically talk about features and stuff like that too.
And you escrow the fee, which I think is really
precise.
It's like, hey, this is fair for everyone.
100%.
You don't like it? Here's what we're gonna do.
I don't want to take your money if you're not gonna like fully 100% enjoy it.
Yeah. How many tracks? How many of these are you doing a week?
Right now, I'm probably doing at least 4.
It blows my mind when you said that at our lunch. I'm like, the creativity
Yeah.
like has to flow through you.
Yeah.
Like this music, and not just this music, right? You say you weren't a fan of EDM and now
Right.
you are, right?
Right.
But like music
Right.
and the way you see it. I mean, you described like seeing the math in the music. You described seeing like it as colors. I mean, it's a part of you. It's in your brain. It's got to get out.
Yeah.
Dude, like your creative process from the time you're hearing the track that they've sent you, like what happens in your brain? What triggers in your brain, and how do you take that and create lyrics around what is presented in front of you?
I'll give you a little bit of a hint to that. So it's a situation where right when I hear something like I'm going like, I'm hearing like sounds and stuff like that in different frequencies. It's a situation where if you basically put a song on a loop without any vocals, what the artist, especially the singer-songwriter, interprets is basically just sounds, like hums that coming out of the vocal. And then sometimes it turns into an actual word or a phrase, But I think it's a situation where just like every job, you have to just show up every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just be like, hey, I'm going to be creative.
Yep.
And then it's a situation where creativity is just like a muscle. Right? It has to be worked out every day.
Right.
So if I don't have like a client, if I don't have a client idea, like yesterday, I didn't have a client idea. So it's like, okay, it's demo day, I guess. You know what I mean? So
but
I basically write 2 demos.
You keep the creativity flowing. It's not like, well, I don't have a client day. I'm just going to like,
the cool
go inside
thing,
and take a nap.
Oh, most definitely. The cool thing about top lining is it's a situation where when I was doing the whole indie rock thing, I would have all of these songs that are really great and wonderful, but they're not really fitted for this genre. Right. So it's a situation where I was like, well, man, like I just throw them away or something like that.
Right.
With EDM, it's just such this eclectic world, progressive house, melodic house, drum and bass now. We have dubstep and everything. All of these songs can have a home in all of these disciplines, So it's a situation where, I'm never wasting time. Because then it's a situation where, okay, I wrote 2 demos yesterday. I sent it to Germany. And then Lorena, I love you very much. You're like one of my best friends. I swear to God, I could not do anything without her. She makes everything freaking amazing for me. So Lorena, you're awesome. What she does is she basically puts it in the catalog, right? And then with a mailing list, which people can go ahead and sign up for to get my actual catalog. They'll get all of the new songs like once a month in the newsletter. But what I'll end up doing is only write half songs.
Right.
Because it's a situation where it's like, DJ Trevor out here, like using my voice. Like, bro, come on.
You were on my mailing list.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, but you only got half a song.
Yeah. So you only just get half a song. He's like, I'm really interested in like this deal. Cool, let's go ahead and do the deal. So So there's never wasted time, which is I love, and there's never wasted energy. And again, it's a situation where all these DJs really, really need singers and really need songwriters because they can't. Like they're very talented in making songs. They're great songwriters or they're great sound designers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They really get the vibe, but they can't really articulate the vocal in a way that is strong for the audience,
right?
And they're also they're not singers,
right?
So there you go.
Where your singing background and your singing training, you are a trained opera singer.
Yeah, I know this.
That was another thing. Yeah, this dude.
This is ridiculous. Yeah. Like, come on.
How does one? I mean, we were talking to Danny, the gentleman that does the podcast for us. And we were talking about our kids getting into music.
Yeah.
How does someone get into opera singing? Were you like, do your mom hear you in the shower one morning and go, you got something going? Because that's where I sing my opera.
Yeah. It's like, oh, the acoustics are so good.
It's always so good in the shower. Doesn't translate out.
I just think it's a situation where I always wanted to be a loud person.
Yeah.
I was always just bombastic, and I knew at a pretty young age that I could sing and stuff. But but in hindsight, there was no real avenue. I didn't really like punk rock. Like I did like punk rock. I liked like a lot of ska when I was in high school, but there wasn't really a lot of ways to articulate the range that I wanted to use in my vocals. So I was like, right when I heard Carlos Herrera is one of the three tenors. He's
Okay.
like one of my heroes.
Okay.
He's one of my heroes because he's this like little guy, but he has just this like, monster voice. I'm like, oh, so little dudes like me that are like, pushing like 60 pounds and like when they're like 14, can actually do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just basically took it upon myself to like learn, and one thing led to another. It was great, man.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And so you just went down this path, and music has always been part of who you are.
Yeah,
and
most
now
definitely.
you're taking it to your turn. It's a business.
Yeah,
I mean,
most
that's
definitely.
that was so cool. Like the music business has always intrigued me.
Right.
And the idea that there's so many different ways to be in the music business, and yours is so, I just find it hyper entrepreneurial.
Yes.
Right? Like you're sending this stuff out around the world.
Right.
These guys are playing their beats and your vocals over it in stadiums and it shows and whatever, and you're having dinner with your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly
Like,
it, bro.
And you're getting the royalties, and you're getting all of the stuff, the benefit of your labor. The business side of it, the way you run it,
Okay.
is it just like, do you, I think as entrepreneurs, as business owners, we continue to add layers to our business. Has it
Correct.
been one of those, or are we like, hey, I'm going to jump in this and I'm just going to, here's the formula. I do this, this, and this. I do that. And then this is how it operates. Or are we like, hey, I'm going to add this layer. I need an assistant. I need a mailing list. Like, give me a sense of like how you've developed and honed and built it and added the various layers over time.
Well, I mean, you of all people know about like marketing. I mean, hey, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? You know what I mean? Like, yo,
Merchandising.
Spaceballs, the breakfast show. No, dude, but it's a situation where, you have to diversify in your marketing as well as diversify in your business, right?
Mhm.
So here's two ways that I do it. I realized that a lot of musicians especially don't really take advantage of long form content on YouTube. Right. So right now I'm actually like doing a vlog as we speak about friendship, about how to like level up your friends, because I had to so much in my life because, you have to like level up your people. You have to level up yourself. And you have to be really, obviously you have to be really helpful to people that are helping you, but that's beside the point. The situation is I realized that in marketing, just like you, because you're everywhere,
At least in North Central.
like Safeway.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Like, come on. Like my kid's
You
like,
can't
hey,
escape.
that's Marty's dad. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? That's crazy. I wanted to like take one of those, by the way, just like put it in the studio.
It'll
Yeah.
cost you $8.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Okay, good to know. But no, it's a situation where it's like I knew that YouTube was the way to go due to the fact that I know that the AdSense on Google, they're like parent companies. Google loves YouTube, so do YouTube videos. That's weird, right? Isn't that a weird concept?
Yeah, right.
Strange. So just like you, it's a situation where you're out, like right on Glendale and 16th. So and then everywhere, obviously, with the bus things. So it's a situation where it's like I knew that I wanted to take advantage of that. It's just the blue ocean strategy,
Right.
honestly.
Right.
It's a situation where it's like I was never good at competition. So it's like, why compete with everyone that's above me? Why don't I just make this whole ocean? What's my story? Okay, I was this latchkey kid from Sunny Slope that didn't really spell well, but in hindsight, it's a situation where it's I didn't do well in school, but I always had this urge of expressing myself in a way that a lot of people can't. Cool, great. That's a good story. Two, it's a situation where we have to diversify as business owners as well. Just like you. I have this company called Imagine Vocals.
Okay.
Right? So what is that? What is a vocal pack? A vocal pack is basically a situation of a pack of, maybe 75 to 80 like vocal throws, like acapellas, if you will.
Okay.
Both with different vibrato, key changes, BPMs, and whatnot. A lot of the big companies, and I'm spilling the tea a little bit, but a lot of the big companies, they will go ahead and be like, I'm just gonna throw out a vocal pack, like come get it. But the problem is with the vocals, it's a situation where all of those are very subjective. And I realized that a lot of the people that I wanted to work with me, although my price is pretty low in hindsight, I feel, they still can't touch the price point. So I'm like, what do I do? Oh, I'll just do a vocal pack, but I'll ask you first what you want in it.
Right.
Right? So we ask the question, what do you want in a vocal pack? Other than just like giving vocals, just random vocals away.
Yeah.
As like scrap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the bargain bin at like Blockbuster. Remember?
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I have this
$3.
Trash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not like that. It's a
Right.
situation where it's like, it's like, oh, like there's this DJ that, is 16, 17, trying to learn, stuff like that. He really likes my vocal on my track with Corey James, shout out Corey, or like the Sub-Zero projects and stuff like those guys, you know what I mean? They're like, oh, I really like his vocal, but I can't afford it because I don't work. Why don't you go ahead and tell me what you want in a vocal pack? There's a loss leader there. We give a welcome pack, right? With 20 or 30 small vocals in there. So you could play around with it, get familiar with the brand.
Right.
Hello. And then when it's all said and done, I give a really, really nice price point because I don't have a lot of overhead at all with all of these other sample companies that have to pay different DJs their royalties to make the content for them. I get really, really competitive. 75 samples at $75 $35.
Jeez.
It's nothing.
Right.
But in hindsight, it's a situation where we're just trying to build this company up.
Yeah. Add to the mailing list. Keep them going.
Mailing list. I want to be at a point where next year I'm not doing any. Well, maybe like for anniversary packs, I'll probably do a pack. But in hindsight, again, I want to prove this point and prove this company to be of sound mind.
Right.
So I can be attractive to you. Trevor, go ahead and sign a vocal pack. Do a vocal pack with me. We're going to give you $5 as opposed to all of these other companies that are giving like $3 a pack to their artists. No, we're going to give you a lot more bang for your buck. We're going to handle all of the marketing. All you need to do is do 3 or 4 videos for us. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's Imagine Vocals. So again, we're diversifying in marketing. Obviously, we've already talked about that and then obviously like TikTok, because TikTok obviously is a huge demographic for me right now.
And with all the content that you produce and get out, like the loss leader side of it is interesting, right? To me, it's like, okay, here, low price point, you're getting this, you can put it together. And then as, let's say they put together a track and they've got it spread out on all of the, YouTube, and Spotify and all of those. Sure. Every time it's played, you're getting this little tiny slice, right?
A little, but no, I tell you this much. I don't get those. There's a difference between royalty and royalty free.
Okay.
So the vocal pack company is all royalty free. But what I'm betting on is the fact that other top liners will basically love this type of system as opposed to other companies.
Okay.
So then it's a situation where I'm getting a little scratch off of their work.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So it's a situation like that. And then plus, but that's not what it's all about though to me. What I really want is a place for, again, singer-songwriters that need another form of income to help them out as well as help out their would-be clients that aren't there. Plus, it's a situation where, think about this, you're 16, right? You're entering this ecosystem of these incredible songwriters. You're telling them to say, okay, I want you to sing in like D minor at 128 BPM.
Right.
Cool, right on. I'll do that for you, right?
Yeah.
So you're entering this ecosystem. You're getting loyal to us. You're building your brand as we're building and stuff like that. What the next Martin Garrix comes out of this, right? So then it's a situation where I could be like, oh man, like I started with Trevor, and now I'm a multi-millionaire producer.
Right.
I'm like Camel Fat and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm gonna actually I want to do an actual album with you. I want to do a vocal with you.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm kind of betting on.
Yeah.
The next generation.
Right. Well, and it's investing in that next generation,
100%.
right? And to your point, it's the blue ocean strategy.
100%.
It is as Brian North, the owner of North & Co. and one of my mentors would say, it's finding the empty parking spot.
Yeah.
What are people not doing, right? What are the big companies not doing? Your point about, not competing. It's like, I find that when I am trying to compete, it ends up defeating me. Because there's always going to be someone that sells more homes. There's always going to be someone that makes more money. Like, how does my world feel? Yeah. How am I doing for my sanity, for my family's sanity, for the ability to like do fun stuff with my family. And that's what I focus on. And that competition, like even if I wanted to get out there and tell my marketing team like, hey, we got to, on Google, we have to, when people search, Phoenix homes for sale, I want to be up there. Well, we don't have the amount of money to be able to compete with Zillow and Redfin and Realtor.com and all of the big companies that are paying big money for those clicks.
Yeah.
So by virtue of who we are, the size of business that I run, there's no way that we can compete. So how can we get creative and outmaneuver? And not even outmaneuver, but just maneuver in a different lane. Right. Like they may be in the fast lane. Oh, I'm in the middle lane. Right. Or they may be in the middle lane. I'm in the slow lane. That's cool. I'm still good in places. And, it's a leisurely pace. And I don't have to worry about, people flashing their brights at me to get out of the way. Like you can operate in lanes that feel good and comfortable and still get you to where you want to go. Right. Is you're like looking to the future? I mean, you mentioned that like a year from now, I don't want to be doing, X, Y, and Z. Like when you envision your business and you think about it from a 2-year, 5-year, 10-year, like what's your long range vision with this business?
With top lining in general, or
just
music, here's what it is. I am releasing my own music now under my name. I have a whole performance like set up, 3 microphones. I have a MIDI guitar. Cause again, know thyself. I'm not going to pick up the piano right now. Why would I know how to play guitar? Like I have a MIDI guitar that basically is a synthesizer. I have this really cool E-Ray Touch. Shout out and Bode me. What's up? There's this like pad that's like all like just lights and it makes sounds. It's amazing. Marty would freaking
God,
cuckoo crazy man. He'd just be like, and I played a tracks, right? And I did a show. People went crazy. So what I really, really envision myself of basically, performing live all the time. Obviously not. Maybe it's a situation not in America per se, maybe turning into a like the youngest snowbird, basically, right? Yeah, like leave in May, perform all through Europe, and then come on back, and then like chill in October, and everyone just like, I kind of hate you right now. It's I know. Yeah. I would hate me too. But yeah, so basically building that as I'm building my top lining career. Like one of my heroes is Elderbrook. Have you heard him? Yeah. Yeah. So Elderbrook he's just like my like Northern Light. He started as a top liner. He had the song Collab with Camel Fat, blew him up. He basically does all synth stuff, and then he has a gorgeous voice. He has 3 microphones everywhere. He basically proved to me, it's like, wow, you can do this as one person. You know what I mean? As a performer. So kind of a little bit on that line, because what he does is he performs, he DJs, but he also does top lining too. Like he just did a song with one of my favorite artists, Tourist, which is a great multi-instrumental artist. Fantastic. Just put out that record. Is touring his own record while he's top lining. Because again, like I've always said, here, now, and forever. You don't have to go to LA. You don't have to go to New York to do these top lines and stuff like that. You can be in Phoenix. He just did a top line, I think, for Diplo in like Tennessee in his car.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Right.
Doesn't. I mean, we have dynamic microphones, right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Right.
I mean, like, they don't have to have a big sound treatment. Case in point, a dear friend of mine, Chad Colwell, he's actually releasing a brand new song tomorrow. Fantastic. But for all of his top lining career, he's used $200 worth of equipment, and he's gotten placed with huge labels like Revealed, Protocol Records. Like these labels in Europe are monsters.
Wow.
$200.
$200, and he's just been able to do it and working from wherever he wants.
That's it.
It's so cool.
It's insane, man.
So the idea, what's cool is like, you're talking about, your live setup, right? The 3 mics and the machines. Like what's cool is it's not like, a lot of these DJs, they get up there and they're acting like they're doing
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. Yeah. It's a vibe. You're actually up there doing stuff.
Yeah.
Playing it live.
In October, I did it my first time, and I got off a stage and it was amazing, but I was just like, head to toe, like sweat. I was like, oh man, we got to work on our cardiovascular. You know what I'm saying? Like, geez Louise. I look at my wife. I'm just like,
and
It's like, baby, okay. I'm like, I've never
know.
been better. Like it was awesome.
The adrenaline going.
Yeah, it was like
sweat
and
pouring.
they're just like,
I bet.
Yeah,
I bet.
yeah,
We
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to go to that show. I forget what we had
most
going.
def. Yeah,
but I saw it coming up, and I was like, we gotta go. And then I forget what we had. But
we're gonna have more. It's all good.
Yeah, man, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I think it'd be so fun to go check it out.
Yeah.
Man, the industry, like, I feel like when you know, big music is one thing, indie music's another, and yours is like, it's just like a niche and a niche and a niche that you kind of stumbled into, and now you're like, okay, how do I grow in this niche, and how do I, potentially bust down walls and just like, you're creating your own future and your destiny. Correct. Right? And that from like an entrepreneurial standpoint, one of the things you touched on earlier, and one of the things that we talked about at lunch is like, when you were like, you kind of stumbled into this genre of music and this way of doing it. And, I mentioned kind of the same thing about real estate. Like, I never thought I'd be a residential real estate agent. That's what I am. But what we talked about in that regard is the idea that, so many people, and I think young people with the like, oh, get rich quick, or like, I'm going to be a this, I'm going to be an influencer, da, 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 da. They think it's like you pick your industry and then it's just like, oh, it just happens. But like, oftentimes you're not necessarily picking your industry. You're finding something that pays the bills. Right. You're finding something that you're good at. Right. And you work. Yeah. And you mentioned that earlier. It's like you've got, if okay, there's no artist to work on today, I'm still gonna work. Correct. I'm still gonna flex that muscle. I'm still gonna grow. I'm still gonna be putting content out. I'm still gonna be pushing. Yeah. And you said you've been doing this for 2 years?
Right now, I've been, like
the top line.
Right. Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
And like, when you rewind the tape to when you were like, oh, I'm gonna do this, to where you are now.
Yeah. It's just
how does it feel like it's 10 years?
It's not. Oh, golly, like a millennium, man.
What would you say, like, the growth trajectory? Like, how do you, when you're looking at like year end or whatever, you're looking at numbers, how do you assess your growth? How do you assess where you are? How do you like spot check and say, hey, I need to be doing this or that, or this price needs to come up, or this price needs to come up and I need to work with fewer people? Or like, how do you assess your growth? Or is it more of like a gut feel?
I think it might be just a gut feeling. I think it's a situation where, I've been trying to trust myself a lot more now than ever. And it's just been paying off. So I'm like, well, why not? Why stop there?
Yeah. Follow your gut. Trust what you're doing. Yeah. Build processes, but just keep going.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. And then it's a situation where it's like, I am of service. Always. I've always been good at serving. So why stop? It's a situation where it's like, okay, prime example, this is a little off topic, but it kind of makes sense in this. I started this challenge on TikTok, and I'm going to challenge you as well. Okay. So here it comes. It's called the anti-thank you emoji challenge. Okay. It's because, again, in my expertise, whatever, in my profession, we see a lot of musicians, artists, entrepreneurs, DJs, small business owners, when a review comes up to you, okay? Like Trevor's like, oh my gosh, Trevor was amazing, da-da-da-da, I love him, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bam, I'm putting my heart and putting my soul in this comment, or I'm putting my heart and putting my soul in this content because I love you as an artist, as a fan, as a business. And what does the entrepreneur do?
He gives this.
Not terrible?
Yeah.
Isn't that like the worst thing you could do, honestly? Because then it's a situation where it's like, well, you poured your heart and like, you know what I mean? Right. Like, that's such a missed opportunity. Right. For not just like, not like a customer per se, but like a fan and someone that will like follow your journey, follow the process, maybe buy a house again and again and again from you. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a situation like that. So it's like, right now I've kind of really talked about that in all of my content. And I'm building a vlog about that too, the anti-thank you emoji challenge.
So the anti-thank you emoji challenge is the idea, not that you just give that, but like you really think about what they said and respond accordingly. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. Because it's a situation where you can just go crazy with the amount of love that you can give, and you can just go crazy with the connections that you can make. So think about this. It's a situation where if someone gives me a fantastic thank you, I'll give you an example. So I was live on TikTok 2 weeks ago. A gal named Sierra, she's like, hey, I'm a huge fan of yours. Your voice is awesome. I was like, oh, cool, Sierra. Well, what do you do? It's like, okay, great. Well, I run a business. I have an athletics clothing company. It's like, sweet. I had Logic up. I had my microphone going. It's like, hey, do we all let's write a jingle for Sierra for a business, right? So what we did was I did a voiceover. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're gonna be like, I think it's called Anchorletics. It's like, find your style at Anchorletics. It's like, cool. Do you like that?
Yeah.
It's like, Sierra, you like this? Like, oh my God, I love it. It's like, how much am I going to have to pay for that? I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
You're already paying me for putting yourself out there, for showing me love, for listening to my music. That's payment enough. I sent 2 of them over to her. I made her day.
That's awesome.
But in hindsight, this is what it is. That's like a virus, right?
Right.
Because again, when you have someone saying over and over again, who does that?
Right.
Who does that?
Right.
You know how powerful the phrase "who does that" is? That's the biggest one. Yeah. Who does marketing like this? Nobody. So it's a situation where it's like, yeah, it's just like you, man. Like, who does that? I always want to have that feeling.
Be of service.
Yes, but also like have people like, wow, who does that? Who just like goes out of the way, like making that for someone, or who has this like crazy freaking incredible thing that like makes crazy cuckoo banana noises and stuff like that, and you're still singing and stuff like that.
Right.
We have to go see that.
Right.
We have to spend our hard-earned money because we worked at a place that we maybe not like or want to go to. We got to go see that.
Yeah, because who does that?
Exactly. Who adds value?
Yeah, who adds value? Who's novel?
100%.
Who's creative?
100%.
Who's putting stuff out? I mean, I think it was probably earlier this school year. When, we were talking, dropped the kids off, and we were just chit chatting. I was like, brother, send me some of your music.
Oh yeah.
and it's like I told you, it's been on when Beth and I are working out. Like we just go to your collabs and we just fire it on. Like it's just like vibey and it's positive and it's upbeat and it's like, it's everything you want. I've got one of Beth's cousins is into EDM. And
nice.
I sent him your playlist and I think I told you, he was like, dude, this is like legitimately good. Like he was excited. He still listens. Like he's gonna watch the podcast.
Right
like
on.
he'll be excited about it. But planting seeds, right?
100%.
Like, dude, when we bundle this up and send it to you, like you do whatever you want with it. But like same thing. It's like who are you gonna touch? Like I love when people come on the podcast and we get to I guess it'd be pull the curtain back a little bit. Like the people who follow you on social know your social front, right? They know who you are. But how'd you get there?
Right.
And who really are you and how does that business operate? And like to me, like I'm the guy that's always like to know, like, I don't know, you walk into a retail store and there's a door that leads somewhere. I'm like, what's back there? Like, I just want to know. Like, I want to know how
through the curtain.
Yeah, exactly. I want to know how the business runs. And if I'm a fan of yours, I want to know, how does your business run? How do you do it? What's the vibe? And that is the getting more and more ingrained and in depth with who you are, and that creates that deeper bond, that vibe with your audience, and it goes like circle right back to you putting the jingle together. It's like, this is someone that loves your voice, loves your product, loves what you do, came onto one of your lives and like got something out of it. It's super cool and it's fun and how fun for you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's a situation where it's like, and then like with lives, anything could happen. So there wasn't like a vibe. I was just, just kind of dorking around. I was like, hey, I'm live. I just posted a TikTok. I'm doing some melodining for, a demo. Check it out. And then she was like, yeah, okay, let's just record it. I have the thing.
It's
going,
right here.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not be nice?
Yeah, totally.
What
else do you see like coming up in your industry or like what you do? What's like over the horizon? What's the next thing? What are you really excited about, whether it's in your personal business or what you're seeing in your industry?
My personal business, I'm really excited about some of the new collaborations that I'm doing. They're pretty awesome.
Like big artists, like people that like.
Yeah, most def. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited. I mean, if Congress doesn't ban it, I'm really excited about like growing my fan base on TikTok.
If they don't kill TikTok, yeah.
Yep. So I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about live shows. I'm really excited about a lot of the people that are coming up in the music world. I'm so glad that some of the artists that I really enjoy that are finally breaking out now, you know, like Fred again broke out last year. He's absolutely fantastic. Fortet, fantastic. Skrillex, obviously, he come back with a monster album. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. But yeah, man, I'm just like really excited about serving people, you know, and like having conversations like this and just making things that are completely different that attract people like yourself, like all of the people that I work with now. Yeah. Through high vibrational energy.
Right.
You know,
well,
that's all it is, man.
It is. It's high. It's high vibes.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's kind of back to the intro. Like, dude, every time I'd walk into Lucy's, you're like, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Like, if we knew each other's names, we'd be surprised. But like, we knew each other. Like, and it literally was always a welcome energy and vibration.
Yeah.
When you think like for your live side of it, for you playing shows, like how are you setting that up? What's the, like, do you have a next show scheduled?
I have the guy that is going to start setting up my shows. We're working on a show on First Friday on a pretty big stage. We're seeing if it works. If it doesn't, if the timing works, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. It'll probably be the next month. But right now I'm really focusing on like brand awareness, you know, I'm getting like cooler, more artistic headshots.
Cool.
Getting obviously the content in line with the whole message, you know, because I've been really focusing on that for this quarter, as well as I work on top lining. Because again, the cool thing, and again, if a singer-songwriter that's listening to this that is really wanting to make this as a career, top lining is one of the best marketing approaches that you can ever do, because so many people listen to your voice on another person's track, you know, and then they do a lot of the marketing themselves.
Right.
And then if it signs with a label, they push the single themselves. So basically it's a situation where you're writing the song, you get so much value out of what you're going to be doing anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It's hard to write a song. Like I was struggling today. I was on the struggle bus today writing a song for a client today, but in hindsight, it's getting done. I was going to do it anyway, but then they are the ones that push it.
Right.
They push it live. They push it on the radio in Europe. Your voice is being heard by millions of people.
That's so crazy.
Right? Isn't that insane?
It's so crazy. Dude, to think about the number of songs that you're pushing out, working with, you know, 4 artists a week or 4 or 5, like, dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, and to think about that week over week over week, pushing content, push. And to think about the number of people that will literally hear your voice, your lyrics, the impact that those lyrics, the combination of your lyrics on top of that music, the emotion, the vibration that you're putting out to millions of ears. Yeah. Like, it's insane. Dude.
It is really insane.
It blows my mind. I think I told you, I may have mentioned it earlier, but like, you know, I Googled you, I looked you up on YouTube. Right. And I saw there was like one song and it had, I think it was a live performance. It was two dudes. I can't remember. Right. But dude, it had like 1.8 million views. And I'm like, that's my buddy. We drop our kids off.
Just like chilling out. Yeah.
Like, hey man, all right,
what's up, dude? Yeah, well, I gotta go to work. Okay,
bye. And it's like, what? Like his voice is being heard all over the globe. Yeah. And like appreciated and loved. And like, dude, I'm gonna put that song on repeat. There's something about that just gets me, right?
Yeah.
And that, you know, music, it's one of those things that the human brain and music and what it does to our soul and the vibrations that it creates and all this stuff, the healing, music for me over the last, I would say 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I wasn't the guy that used to like listen to music in the shower.
Yeah.
Now it's like, what vibe and tone do I want to set for my day?
Yeah.
Right. And then I select the music for my mood to
Right.
like enhance it,
Yeah.
to break a mood,
Mhm.
to like music has become a thing for me that I didn't know spoke to my soul the way it does. And it does, dude.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when we were at lunch, you were talking about like, I mentioned it earlier, like seeing music. Describe that, man. Is it like seeing the Matrix in front of you?
Basically, yeah. I mean, it's a situation where I feel when you talk about Marty, like I think that he has that vibe.
I think he
because
does.
when I was a child, I would basically like make little sounds with my like voice or like knocks and stuff like that, and I would see color.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it's a situation where it's like maybe it's a brain chemistry type of thing. I can't really describe it per se, but it's like, I wake up Vicky all the time, my wife, because like at 3 a.m. I'll just be like, shit. So I have to like leave the room and scatter off to the garage and be like on my phone, cool, great, and then that's a demo for the next day,
Right.
I think it's a situation where it's like we just have to open ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. Like I'm not really a spiritual person, but I definitely believe in high vibrational energy because that's what attracts people. Just be open. That obviously doesn't answer your question.
No, but like you're open because and the music is flowing
right
through that openness and that vibration,
or just ideas
feeds back on it.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah,
but you're like you see it, you feel it.
Yeah,
and it's to me that's a gift.
Yeah,
it's a level of intelligence.
Yeah,
it's a level of connection that like I suspect if more people open themselves up to vibration and open themselves up to that way of thinking, then more people would connect more with the gifts that they've got.
Oh man, most definitely.
But like you have been able to be open to that stuff and see it. And like I'm still, dude, I mean, my mind is blown. I consider myself a fairly creative guy.
Fair.
But like creation, daily execution of creativity, like it's not flowing through me, dude. To me, like when I hear and when you describe how you wake up, I mean, you're in your studio what time?
Pretty early,
like 4 a.m. or something, right?
Around there, yeah.
You just get in and just like it just blows my mind. Like literally, like it's got to get out of you.
Yeah, most definitely.
You got to get it. I can only imagine you didn't have this energetic release. What you'd be a fucking basket case.
Yeah, it's just like I just like have like it just gets the energy pumping. I just think it's a situation too. I'm going to talk about the educational system a little bit. I think it's a situation where I personally think it always failed me because I always felt like this. And it's like, no, that's not intelligence. That's not like a graded procedure. And I think it's like you said, it's like, I think it's a situation where if people just open themselves a little bit up more to entrepreneurship, to a level of creative marketing, to music, to things like that, I think it's a situation where we could be so more advanced in our culture and our society. You know what I mean? And again, and everything is just so approachable now because we have the internet now. It's crazy,
right.
Like I couldn't have never done this like 10 years ago.
Yeah, the interconnectivity, the globe is just shrinking and shrinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, it's like, okay, the education system puts you in a box and says you have to succeed in here.
Or else.
Yeah, whereas like that line of creative intelligence isn't necessarily, it's not taught, it's not celebrated, it's not expanded upon.
Yeah.
And you've had to push through that and fight through that to get to a point where it's like, no, this creative intelligence in my approach is putting food on the table.
100%.
And fulfilling you at the same time.
100%.
And I think, I find that so many people are tend to be in one camp or the other.
Right.
They're either doing something where it's like, it's putting food on the table.
Yeah.
Or like, man, this is really fulfilling to me.
Right.
But it's not really putting food on the table.
Yeah.
And to find that blend of the two, I think goes back to the idea of work.
Yeah.
Right. There is no get rich quick.
Nope.
There's no rapid ascension.
Nope.
You know, maybe you run into something, you get a burst of profit, or you get a burst of success. But like, if you don't keep putting one foot in front of the other,
not sustainable.
It can just come all of a sudden you've got nothing. And why?
Mm-hmm.
But like maintaining that creativity, maintaining that energy, maintaining the discipline. Dude, the discipline of your day. I mean, we talked about that too. Like, describe like from wake up. Like, what do you do?
Wake up. I basically like roll in the studio really quick. I'm a bad kid because I'll look at my email. Never do that until like
I'm a bad kid.
Yeah. Well, for real,
dude, I don't look at my email until like 10 a.m. because it can derail me for the day.
Yeah, but it's like I need to like start I have to have that discipline too, like you. But I just always like clockwork go there. I have to stop doing that. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna make it.
Well, let's do that. You're gonna put that right out there right now. Yeah.
I'm gonna stop.
I'll
doing
be
that.
your accountability
Fair
partner.
enough. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jeez, Louise, freaking email. Roll in. I'll either jump on HookPad by Hook Theory. That's a really great application, a website that you can make songs with. Take the MIDI, throw it in Logic. I'll do a 4-chord turnaround. Just start creating a song.
Just right now, just get the brain going.
Well, yeah, most definitely.
It's like stretching out in the morning.
Most definitely, because then it's a situation where it's like, oh, I just like made a song that not only is it exercising, not only if it's a situation where it's stretching, but if I make a really rad song right then and there, great, Lorena here.
Yeah, go find
throw it in the catalog. Yeah, fair enough, right?
Go throw half of this in the catalog.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to give you all the results. And then it's a situation where it's like, like everyone wakes up, food, chill with Mia, Ma's at work, take her to Creative Bridges, they come back and just like start just pounding out work until I have to go get the cuckoo, my daughter. And then mother-in-law comes over, chills out with her for like 2 or 3 more hours. I work and then eat, and then she goes to sleep, and then I go back in the studio, work some more as my wife's working as well. So, yeah, it's just constant.
Well, but it's work. I mean, it is. Yeah. It's simultaneous, mutually benefiting you. You're getting that creative,
right?
That creativity out. You're doing what is inside of you. You're getting it out.
Doing what I'm good at. Basically.
Yeah, dude. And you found what you like. It's always been inside of you.
Yeah.
Now you're able to get it out, and you're able to make money, and you're able to advance. You're able to be creative, not only in the music that you're producing, but the approach to the business.
That's it.
And that's, dude, I just, it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
Dude, your whole thing just fascinates me. The approach, the line of music that you're in, the industry, the way you've pieced this together, the way, like conversations have pulled you in directions, and you've been able to take what you learn and just continue to grow and expand and add these different tools and these different things and move stuff forward. It's again, back to what I was saying earlier. It's that perfect confluence of the creative and the business.
Right.
And you're doing it and pushing forward and having fun learning and growing, man. I'm so honored that you came on.
I appreciate it.
And I'm so excited to get to know you better.
Most definitely.
And I'm so excited to just watch where you go. I can't wait to be like,
we'll be like,
that's the dude.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. So
that'd be rad. Yeah.
So Bryant, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
So I suspect that my viewership, my audience,
sure enough,
is going to go, where can I listen to this guy? What's the best way? Where do I find this guy?
Who is he?
Yeah. What's the best way? Like, if you want people
social
to
media, BryantPowell.com. If you want to work with me, I'm working on my artist website, BryantPowell.com. It's basically either like you want to listen to him or you want to like work with him. Bryant Powell on Spotify. I'm really obviously very social media handy. _Bryant_Powell and everything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming on.
Awesome, man. No worries.
Great.
Thanks.